Yeah! We are back to the warehouse for Blitzball Battle 5, team profile and projections. Rise up, Hooker Nation. Let's talk Blitzball. Welcome to the Blitzball Boys, the podcast about Blitzball and boys, but lately about boys. I'm your co-host, Brendan Ruppel, along with my fellow host, Peter Del Rey.
Hey, Brendan. Rise up, Hooker Nation.
Hooker.
Captain Hook and Captain Cook are back here to do it.
I'm
You
Peter
know who
Pan.
Captain Cook is, right?
I don't know who Captain Cook is.
Captain Cook is a famous pirate.
Oh,
That's where Hook
came from.
Yeah. So
Is he a chef?
who's Captain Hook and who's Captain Cook? Listen and find out.
Today's episode is all
I'm
about.
both. So we're at it, the finale. Well, these two teams played in the finale, is what I'm trying to say.
Today and tomorrow is the finale.
Yep. I'm sorry, guys. Today, tomorrow.
Today, tomorrow.
Hookline sinkers. Some might say a surprise finalist in the last game. Runner-up, yes, in the last tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Runner-up, but I don't think that I would agree in saying a surprise finalist. You know, they did a really good job. They were consistent, which is really all you could ask for in these tournaments, because when you're consistent, then you can go on a run.
Yeah.
Like, if we just take a look at some stats, right, all time and from the last tournament, Dan and Drew are all over it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Dan is one of the better pitchers in terms of accuracy, which is where our lifetime stats really come back to help him out.
When you're going like balls pitched per walk.
Well, if you look at it, like I always say, our lifetime stats are based off of Blitzball Battle 3, Blitzball Battle 4, Blitzball Blitz, and
Captain's League.
Captain's League Blitzball. So when we take out those early tournaments where Dan and Drew were like really struggling throwing the ball, you get a lot better of a picture of how good these guys really are on the mound. Because, like, let's be honest, they are a pitching first team.
Yes.
I don't think that's a surprise to anybody.
Yeah.
Right?
I think we mentioned in Baggage's TPP that, actually, this was just me being rude. I said this.
Rude boy.
Hookline sinkers are the better version of Baggage, because they have two hitters that are fine, and then both of the pitchers are, there's no one. They're kind of both ones or both twos, but they're they're both very solid pitchers, and you can put either one of them in an intense situation. Very solid. These numbers here are great. Especially last tournament, they were both ace-like material by the numbers.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, 5 games played, and Drew gave up 6 earned runs. Dan gave up 2 earned runs. Mm-hmm. They both, Dan threw just over 100 pitches. Drew threw just under 200 in the whole thing.
Yeah. Only 4 walks for Dan Canobio.
Right.
That's very low for a Blitzball battle.
Very low. For an entire Blitzball battle, very low. And on the mound, they both recorded a ton of outs.
And I want to say, off memory, Drew struggled a little bit more with the walks in the beginning and then sort of found it. I remember he was messaging us mid-tournament and saying to us, like, I don't know why I started dropping down so much to do my sinker. I don't think he fixed it mid-tournament, but he fixed at least his release point. But I wonder if we're going to go to this tournament, BB5, and see him kind of standing more straight up and down with that underarm slinging sinker. We'll see what he does. But no, he definitely did figure it out the second half as a pitcher.
Drew's not the question here. Let's be completely honest, right? Drew is going to show up at some way, either whether it's defensively, pitching, or batting. Drew is going to show up.
He's just an all-around competitor.
Drew is an all-around competitor.
He's the competiest competitor in the warehouse, arguably.
All right, enough out of you.
Sorry to bring up your old nickname, competiest.
Lifetime OPS of 1.327 by our counts. A lifetime, his pitching is decent in terms of walks. He has about 18 balls pitched before he throws a walk. Tons of strikeouts for his games. Like in 10 games, having 23 strikeouts is kind of kooky. Again, of the tournaments that I mentioned before. What's really going to be the question is Dan Canobio and who's going to show up there. Because we've seen Dan Canobio, like in this past Blitzball battle, be phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
We've seen Blitzball Blitz. Dan Canobio was great. And then we've seen like a Dan Canobio where he just does not show up.
Right,
You know what
especially
I
with the
mean?
bat. Like, sometimes you just see him swing at wild pitches and it's completely lost at the plate.
Right.
He always has that good fastball as a lefty. One of those pitches that a lot of the batters in the warehouse just can't see well because he's the only like over the top lefty that is in the warehouse. You also wonder with him no longer working at Jumbo Media and not getting any warehouse time. I'm sure he really hasn't really picked up a blitzball in a while. Maybe he has because he has the field at home. But you wonder how much his day to day has changed with how busy he might have been. Like, what is he going to look like on the mound? He might just be really
Right.
struggling to find the plate. He might not have been hitting at all. I mean, I know that he recently had like a practice session with them sometime in October or like late September. But does that really do anything for someone? Like blitzball is really hard to just pick up months after not touching one and just be good at it all of a sudden. The only one that can really do
Right.
that is Trevor Plouffe, a former MLB player.
Right. And like let's also remember he was not in Captain's League Blitzball, so he has
Right.
even more time off. His last time playing in it like an actual tournament was Blitzball Battle 4, where he did a great job, yeah. And in Blitz he did a great job too, but is that all because he put so much muscle memory in it because he was doing it so much? Or is it because, you know, he's actually like gotten a grip on it? And did he do the practice is the big question, because if Dan did the practice, if Dan, you know, put in the reps of swinging at live pitching and like throwing at live batters, maybe they'll do well. Maybe they'll go back to the final. Otherwise, like if Dan has a lot of rust to shake off, they're fucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
In my professional opinion,
They're fucked.
they're fucked.
I mean, we talked to him in
Get
our... Get fucked. We talked to him in our interview, and he also sort of mentioned how when he was with JM, that a lot of times these tournaments are sort of... that he looks at them as a job, and it wasn't all like just fun and games for him. So maybe now it'll be a different environment for him where he's doing them almost like a favor, so he can be like a little bit detached from it and have fun and be more loose with it. I don't know if that's like something to think about. So it's two guys that aren't really gym employees. Just maybe they'll come in and tear up the place.
Well, Drew also has been doing like the Major League Wiffle Ball stuff. I don't know if that was before the tournament was filmed, like, and then also after, or just after. But Drew does a lot. You know, Drew stays locked
Yeah.
in.
Drew
not
also a
just
recent
in-
volleyball player, so he might
He's a
have
volleyball player?
good enough
I was
hops
gonna
now to
bring that
rob a home run.
Yeah, he could probably get up there to rob a
Yeah,
home run.
most likely.
Robert a home run. Huh. What?
Roberta home run.
Roberto home run. That's Drew's name.
Drew's nickname, Roberta home run.
Drew's nickname. Write it down, everybody.
Write it
We're
down.
giving everybody nicknames. He's Roberto home run.
You just knew we'd get one this episode. I think we missed out last episode with Lavia's.
Last
Roberto home
episode
run,
was
lock it in.
Luga's.
Shit.
Fuck.
Oh my god. Did
God
we miss
damn
Wugas
it.
too?
I can't handle the pressure.
We gotta get the fans to do a throw up count because I think that's at least the third time you've thrown up on air.
At least the third time. All right. Brendan, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you think last tournament
I do think this
was
will be the last
more a
tournament.
case? Do you think last tournament was more a case of Hookline exceeding expectations or finally achieving what they should have been?
I think a little bit of both.
No, pick one.
Over. I think.
Yes, I choose. Both sides are pretty
and I'm
good.
not going to explain either. I'm just going to say both.
Both.
I think they exceeded
hit my
expectations a
prediction
little
button.
bit. Exceeded expectations a little bit. They overachieved maybe. But I want to play both sides of the coin a little bit just because last year was the season of pitching. So that was what they were better at. And both teams that made the finals were like the elite pitching teams. So that's why they
True.
got there. But it is amazing with how feeble their offense was for a championship team. Like I know at least we'll talk about McFlurry next episode, obviously, but they had like one guy that was sort of supposed to be the slug dude. This team, like both of them, last tournament were like kind of bad as far as warehouse numbers go, especially like Dan Canobio batted 286. His
Right.
slug was like in the low 400s, on base low
I mean, just-
400s. Like not
just look at the
we talked
RBI.
about it, yeah. Like not a lot of RBIs out of 5 and
total of
6. Like
11
11 runs for the whole. Like
11
only
runs in
one more
5 games.
RBI than games played combined.
Right.
But yeah, we talked about, like, I think our bar for like a decent hitter in the warehouse is if you can one dot. It's like, all right, that's like,
bar.
you want to be done?
Good joke.
I'll shut this shit off right now. One dot OPS is like average here. I feel like I didn't really do any research on that, but it feels like when I don't see someone reach that, like eclipse that mark, I'm like, all right, they didn't have the best tournament.
What are you talking about? I could tell you the Blitzball Battle 4 OPS.
Give me the average.
Average, if you want.
Hit me with it. But you see a duo that's hitting like 300 and below though. I'm like, not too great. Good amount of strikeouts. Only six hits. Only 6 hits a peach. A peach. Ooh.
Oh shit. The average OPS is like 1.193.
Okay, so I'm smart.
It's kind of like a bullshit average that I just did real quick, but
it also aids my narrative, so I'll take it.
It aids.
So I don't know.
Narrative.
I don't feel like Dan Kenobi especially is going to hit better than he has, because in recent years he hasn't looked good, and like we've been saying, he hasn't been hitting in the warehouse all year long. So I don't know if he would all of a sudden just get better. Drew Davis, I think, can be better than the numbers we saw in BB4 for sure. So maybe that kind of washes out. If one gets worse, one gets better.
Like, I don't know. I could be wrong with this. I feel like Drew, and I love Drew. You know that. He's a great guy. Stays in contact with us even when the show's not going on. Really, really good guy.
Yeah. Very handsome too. One of the more handsome members.
I don't think it's
handsome.
He's so handsome. Without being married, how'd he do that?
I don't know.
He's so like always slow to start in these tournaments. And I think now with the new formats of these tournaments, which seem to be you play 2 games and then you're in a do or die game, is 3 games enough for him to get into it? Like we've seen in the past, yes, for sure. But we've also seen in the past, no. I would like to think that he's all charged up from just winning floorball. That he and like making the final, and like Hookline has become a real dominant force, and really the only person who's been on every Hookline team for all these tournaments and made it to every finale has been Drew. So
yeah, Hookline Stickers is this very storied franchise. They've been great. And Drew, our good friend Roberto Home Run does not need any help charging up at all. He's always charged up. Roberto
Home Run is always charged up.
Always charged up.
Who's his Mario Superstar Sluggers player comp?
Ooh, good. I want to say Daisy. You don't like that?
I agree with that one. No.
Because Daisy's also a really good pitcher. She's got like the same sidearm slinging motion.
You wouldn't say like Waluigi?
No, we already have a very obvious Waluigi.
Me.
Coming in next, and Peter's coming in. We're doing a TPP for Peter's Blitzball game.
I don't know. Because I want to say, like, who's the best pitcher? I guess Daisy. Congratulations, Drew.
See, you came all the way back around.
Congratulations, Drew. You've done it.
Daisy with a mustache. That would be...
Daisy with a mustache.
Yeah, I'll take that.
You did it.
Yeah, I love those things. They always catch me off guard. My question for you...
For me?
...is do you think Peter Moylan will ask to touch Drew Davis's mustache?
If Drew Davis has a mustache.
Oh my God. I haven't thought about that.
No, I don't think he will.
Okay. So that was just...
Will he ask Drew directly, or will he ask us? Or will he tell us that he's going to ask Drew?
I think that one's more likely.
Peter? It's me, Peter.
You get pissed off that he called you Peter.
Yeah. No, like he's calling me up personally.
I know, but he pronounced your name wrong. I'd be fucking pissed if I were you.
It's a good bit. Stop.
Peter, you're on fire. Peter, you're on fire.
Speaking of me being on fire, time for projections.
Okay. Damn.
We did the team profile. Now it's time for the projections, everybody. I don't think they're making it back to the finale.
Woo!
Boop, 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 boop.
We
For
cheering?
the exact reason. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that they'll probably make the semifinal.
Okay.
I can't see them getting much further just because I don't know what Dan Canobio's been doing, so I have to assume he has not been playing Blitzball since Blitzball Battle 4 and the times he's gone to the warehouse. I don't think that's enough, especially when you have We Got Ice are back in it, looking to get back from a really without mincing words, shitty tournament last time.
Yeah.
Forgotten Rotten, you now have Shelfie who wants to prove himself. Woogas, they definitely could make the final. McFlurry Power defends their crown. Lovias is looking to like be like, hey, that one finals appearance was not a fluke.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see Hookline. I could see them winning in the first round if they get a favorable matchup. Del Caribe or Baggage, really. But after that, like I could also totally see them losing in the first round. I keep going through it in my head, and any best case scenario that I can reasonably come up with does not have them in the final.
Yeah, that's fair. It's a tough road, like you said. It's got to be matchups, which I guess this leads to my predictions. It's funny because that is the case with anybody getting a round one win. Like, do they play Del Caribe or Baggage? If they do, they win the championship.
What if Del Caribe and Baggage play each other?
Then Hookline wins the championship.
Fuck. I didn't run that scenario.
No, I think their best case scenario, they win one game in the playoffs. I think I'm going to lock this in. They don't have a playoff win this year.
Lock it in.
Locking it in. I think there's true regression. There's so many there's question marks, even if we don't have the factor of Dan Kenobi not playing a bunch this year. Question marks without that, and now add that into the mix. You're kind of completely leaning on Drew to be like an offensive monster and be even better than he was last year at pitching.
Right.
You can't rely on both those things to happen at once.
Leaning on who?
Roberto home run.
Roberto home run.
I think it's Roberto home run, which I think also lent me to Daisy.
Roberto home run?
Roberta.
Oh, Roberta. You've been saying Berto. Are you saying Roberto?
Roberta.
Like Mario character?
No.
Berto?
Whoa. It's just evolved. Maybe his comp is Berto.
It's just levels.
Okay.
It's levels. Drew, send us $5 each.
If the first game Hookline Sinkers, Drew is pitching out of his mouth hole, then we have some
and
weird
Drew's
premonitions.
winding up. Oh, what's he doing?
We'll see.
We'll see. Roberto home run.
Roberto home run.
I think we're pretty much in agreement here. I can't really go any other way. You know.
Yes. As soon as somebody touches them
up. It all depends
up.
on the pitching. You know, if it's true that Dan Canobio really didn't throw a blitzball except for like one or two practice sessions.
We could be very wrong about this. Maybe he's been playing like crazy over the summertime at his house.
Yeah, we totally could be. But if we're not.
Yeah, if any team touches them up for runs, they're not catching up, I guess is the big thing.
Pitching is the hardest part of this entire sport.
Mm-hmm.
And you have two great pitchers here, which is, you know, part of why they made it to the finale last time. But me being a pessimist, I don't think that they're going to make it back this time just because Dan isn't as engrossed in all of it as he has been in the past.
Gross.
If you're gross and if you're Roberto home run, what should you be drinking, Brendan?
Wow.
Whoa!
Shy guy. I guess that's also
that wasn't Berto at all. No, Berto's more like this. Hey.
Hey, it's me, Berto.
What's up, dude? It's Berto.
Drink Subtlety is a drink made by me. You can see it on my shirt here.
Oh, shit.
You can get $2 off your order of a 12-pack of the Craft Organic Tea at thesubtlety.com. Use code HobbyBoys for $2 off that order. The Hobby Boys is our sister show. You can find that show on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find this very podcast on YouTube as well. This is Peter talking, by the way, if you're looking at the YouTube. He's miming me. Subscribe to the Blitzball Boys. If you've been listening on YouTube, then please smash subscribe. We have been doing pretty well with TPPs and subscription numbers. I think since we started doing these, we've gotten like 20 new people. So let's get us up to triple digits. That'd be awesome to do before the tournament starts. Help us out. We've been having fun interacting with you guys, too. You're just as weird as us. So we like that. Which is maybe a bad thing, but...
Brutal.
We love you.
I will plug hate towards my brother Matt Del Rey.
Hate.
We hate him now. If you see him in the street, spit in his face, read him a book, make him fall asleep. He's stinky. He'll pee you. Get him out of here. Send him to bed.
Send him to
read
bed.
him a book. Send him to bed. Right on the sidewalk. Read 3 words to him. Done. He's out.
Out.
He's cooked. Get him out of here.
Is he fall asleep because he's dumb, or he just is like a sleepy guy?
He's really like, he's a sleepy guy.
Oh, it's kind of cute though.
Couple words, and he's like, oh, bedtime story.
Passes out on the sidewalk.
Drew, hope you prove us wrong. Beyond that, Brendan, ask me the question.
You got anything else you want to talk about?
Nope.
Bye. Bye-bye.